It's your boy Jay, One Supplier, VVCRadio.com, Aries Lounge Podcast. We back in the building with another great one-on-one sit down. As always, cultivating the best in Baltimore's business and entertainment culture. And I've got one of the biggest businessmen in the business as far as Baltimore, as far as the clothing. You know, you definitely are integrated in the hip hop community, and we're gonna find out how you got that done. And then you've got this brand that has just grown immensely over the last decade. Jon Cash.
Hey y'all, how you doing? This is Jon Cash in the building.
How you doing, bro?
Everything good.
How you doing? Yo, you just so always even keel, relaxed, never.
Yeah, we don't do that.
I've never seen you stressed. You always just seem mad cool.
Yeah, we don't do that.
How did you pull that off?
Practice. Truthfully.
The word.
Yeah.
You don't even look old. Like, I don't even know how you pulled it off. Anyway, so.
We ain't doing that either.
Facts. Well, the reason why I always sit down with people, and I know I told you about this before in the pitch initially, but I always go back in every episode to kind of talk about it. It's so important for us to make sure we remember those whom have, laid the pathway for the future,
yes, sir.
Who've accomplished a lot. I hear a lot of young people say, well, ain't nobody never did nothing in Baltimore. And you be like, what, man? There's so many business people and artists that have come and blown up, have done, unanimous things and still are doing things. Yep. So, I definitely, because of the reach of your brand, and like, you met my little cousin when I brought him in here. He was so amped, like he didn't know I knew you. He was like, you know Jon Cash. Yo, he flipped out when we left. You ain't never told me you know Jon Cash. I'm like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? That's the big homie. Like, what you want me to do?
Right.
But, yo, you have penetrated the young generation in such a way to where they love the clothes.
Wasn't always like that either.
We definitely going to get into that. So, all right, let's start from the beginning for you. Born and raised in Baltimore?
I was born in Boston, actually.
Get out of here.
Came here when I was in the first grade, though.
You don't have a Boston accent. What is it? Boston?
Boston.
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 Boston. Okay, so when you say you moved there when you born?
When I was in first grade. So
so you was like 5.
Yeah, I'm straight Baltimore.
Straight up.
Now.
Where'd you go to elementary school?
Thomas G. Hayes over East Baltimore.
Word. So you an East Side dude.
Yeah.
You seem like you get down dirty. I understand. You seem like you a dirty fighter.
East and West right there.
Yeah. Shout out. All right. So what was it like growing up in the household that you grew up in? Was it like?
It was cool. Like my family, they didn't want me in the streets and all that. They was church going folks.
Really?
I was one of them kids that had to wear the church shoes of elementary school.
Okay.
Slipping and sliding. In the playground.
The hush puppies on deck, you know what I'm saying? With the button down.
Hush puppies had the soft bottom. Mine was hard.
Oh, you had hard bottoms. You had the military click-clacks. I forgot what they called them. So, wait a minute. So, why isn't it church land then? If it's like church
I believe in God, but no.
So,
trying to get some money.
So, what was the environment like? Like, what was the music like? What in the household?
I mean, it was gospel music, but my mother played the piano. I was playing the piano, the violin.
Really?
Yeah,
can you still play a little bit?
A little bit. A little bit. But I like secular music, regular music. So when they would turn their back, I would have my radio under my pillow, playing real low.
Word.
Have my head on it, and make my tapes. And then
So
I started buying music, and
What was your favorite music to listen to when you was that age?
I would say rap. This is probably mid '80s. When I had my.
Mid '80s. So you Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh.
All that.
You know what I'm saying? Was it the
NWA.
Furious Five? Oh, you NWA era. Got you.
Boogie Down Productions.
Boogie Down. Ooh, man, Mad Lion and all of that.
Yeah, like all that rap beef that you hear about.
Right.
It's historic.
It kind of started there.
It was right there.
Was that Melly Mel and all them was going at it, and then LL Cool J kind of came up in that time period too. Run DMC.
I'm talking about Cool Mo D and Busy B.
Big Daddy Kane. Oh, how did I forget about Kane? You just celebrated a birthday.
KRS-One really. Him, KRS-One and NWA and Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, all that. But
Gotcha.
even back then, I was listening to those import records, house music. I was
Really?
into that too. I was
Okay.
buying all that stuff. I
Okay.
thought I was a little DJ back then.
Did you have some turntables?
I had
You
turntables.
you was about to turn up for real. So now, was you jamming off the mixtapes? Was the
I didn't sell mixtapes. I was a fan of music. I was buying them. People was using my records for parties and stuff like that, but I
Gotcha.
didn't. I kind of just collected them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what high school did you go to?
City College.
Really? Did you graduate City?
Yes, I did.
Oh, y'all city
Yeah.
people, man. Yo, you get the credit. So now City get the credit for another one. Yo, come on, man. Shout out to City, man. Yo, that's
then
big.
I went to UMBC after that.
Shout out to
Yeah.
UMBC.
Yeah.
All right. So what was your area of focus once you got into college?
Information systems
Okay. All right.
and a
So
minor in African American studies.
that ain't got nothing to do with clothing. How in the world? So what was your thinking when you took those two? You think you about to be like a teacher or
I was a teacher for a while.
get out of here?
At Baltimore City Community College.
Seriously?
I was a director of at-risk out-of-school youth programs.
Are you serious?
I taught GED for about 10 years. Had my own GED school. Yeah. This is all before the close.
Yo, that's lit.
All before the close. Yeah.
I know this is the dumb question,
Uh-huh.
but why? Like, what would? No, look. When I was your age, I was like, yo, I'm gonna even sell crack, or I'm gonna go and rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna produce, make beats. Like,
As I was a kid, like I was living by Johns Hopkins Hospital.
right.
So I would see the doctors pull up in my block and park their cars and walk up to Johns Hopkins. And I would see the hustlers.
Right.
I had to pick a choice. It was like, which one you want to be?
Right.
Or, you want to be this one or you want to be that one.
Right.
I've seen enough of these out here, so I decided, let me
That's
make sure I
hard.
go to college. That's it.
hard.
That's all I want to do. Make sure I get my college education. Then whatever come after that, cool.
It's cool.
You know what I mean?
I'm totally with it. All right, so after spending many, many years teaching and having your own GED school, salute to you for having a business. Now you didn't turn education into a business. So what made you? All right, so what was the change of direction after that?
Oh man, I just had remembered this story too that I told my homeboy recently. One of my buddies was making T-shirts at the time, and I had the GED school, and one of my friends from the neighborhood came and saw me one day. I was talking about the T-shirts, and he was talking about how everybody in the neighborhood would love a Deaky Land shirt because they was selling them before, and the guy don't come around no more. I say, oh, okay, my man selling a shirt. I can make some shirts like how he making them.
Right.
And I had my GED school at the time. This one night, one of my students came by my school. It was in a house over East Baltimore that I owned. And he came in, we was talking, he was real drunk. And I was talking to him, trying to get him to get his stuff together or whatever.
Right.
He asked to use the bathroom. He used the bathroom. But when he was leaving up out of there, he threw up all over the bathroom, all over the bathroom.
Golly.
Threw up all over the floor, all over the sink.
What was he drinking?
Over the toilet. I don't know.
Yo.
But I can tell what he was eating. Looked like he had chicken noodle soup.
Okay, I ain't need that image. That was
Yeah,
horrible.
it was terrible, yo. It was terrible, yo. I tried to clean it up, and I threw up. Cleaning it up. Spit up, yo.
Yeah,
It
now
was
you need a
mess,
shirt.
yo. It was a mess. But that was the last GED class that I had because, I couldn't have a space like that where
Right.
people had come in and,
Right.
But I had started the T-shirts at the time. And the T-shirts just took off.
Wow.
And everything we made, we sold.
So it was Cashland from that point?
It was Deaky Land. from that
Deaky Land. Okay. All
What
right.
happened, I opened up the paper one time, and they was saying that they didn't know whether Deaky Land was a gang or a clothing line because somebody was shooting at the police running away with a Deaky Land hoodie on.
Are you serious?
So I was like, well.
Yeah, that's not cool.
I can't make gang clothes.
Right.
So I kind of switched it to Cashland because it still identified me with East Baltimore, but anybody could wear it because put the C in front of Ashland Avenue, get Cashland. It was Cashland Ave at first. Yeah.
Yo, I just want y'all to hear the slickness of that moment. He said you put the C in front of Ashland. and you got Cashland Clothing. Yo, that's the hardest thing I've heard this year, bro.
And niggas, they gravitated towards it. Then because I was from East Baltimore, I took my whole business over west.
Right.
And they showed nigga love.
So you were saying that it wasn't like they was all in all of the time. So
not the
was
kids, not the kids, but the people in my age frame, my age bracket.
Right.
I was so cool with so many guys, man. Like, you know, I mean, at first it was, you know, in most clothing lines like that. At first it's enough to sell just to your friends,
right?
You know, and the people you know, and then the people they know, and
right.
Then the people they know. You just gradually elevate your brand, like just slow walk it. That's what I did anyway. I don't do nothing fast.
So you never. I normally when I meet a young person, they like, I want to start a clothing line. Yeah. It's out of a love for a brand. Oh, I love Louis Vuitton, or I love.
I was a clothing
Fendi.
Fanatic. I was a clothing.
Okay,
I mean,
that don't sound normal. Ain't no GED running around with some Gucci.
Right. No, I was.
What?
I was.
I don't even. I need to see pictures, bro. We about to take it, man. I gotta go take it to the crib.
This was about 20 years ago. I'm standing in front of my GD class. Had some nice wool slacks on, nice shirt, nice button-down shirt, nice tie, with the black Louis Vuitton shoes on. And this girl was in my class. She looked down. She said, "Mr. White." I said, "How you know?" She said, "Yeah." So she said, "What kind of shoes is those?" I said, "Oh, these Louis." She said, "Oh, damn!" Like, you know. And back then they was about 1,300, you know. But I was wearing that stuff honestly before. I mean, Doug, before any. I mean.
Right.
And I can name a few names, but all the guys in the club back then, I was probably 26, 27. They was asking me like, "Yo, what kind of shoes is those?" Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They thought it was Air Force Ones because they had the little gold plate on the front.
Right.
No, these ain't Air Force Ones, buddy.
So when you first did your first designs, what were the inspirations? What were the things that kind of, you know what I mean? Because I want to get into the bird and all of that later, but, you know, what were the first designs like, and what inspired those? It
was really about making quality clothing for North, East, South, and West Baltimore.
Okay.
So I didn't want to be confined to one, you know, particular place. So that's why I took all my retail over the West.
Got you.
Because I was already cool over East.
Right.
I had to get cool over West.
So when you first started and you were doing these designs, all right, so was it heat transfer? Was it not embroidery?
Honestly, when we first started, I actually started with a sewing machine. I was sewing the letters onto the shirts myself with a sewing machine.
So you were bulk ordering letters.
I was bulk ordering letters.
And then getting the T-shirts from was you getting back when the $5 tees?
I was doing that in the beginning, but I started getting my own shirts made. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Samos, they helped me with that.
Yo, we got to get into that too. Yeah. Wow, go ahead.
Shout out to Samos.
So you were getting them. He would do bulk orders.
We would do bulk orders,
and then
I would get the clothes home. Steam or glue or whatever the letters to the shirt, take the sewing machine and sew around each letter so it won't come off the shirt, and then take them to the mall and sell them. I would sew shirts all week and sell clothes all weekend.
So how much was the average shirt running at the time?
Back then, stuff was expensive. I used to sell $100 T-shirts because we was making them by hand. I would sell...
How are you getting off $100 T-shirts?
Back in the day, it was easier. It was more money out there. It was,
you know, got you.
You know, the dope boys had all the money. Like, they was spending.
And they didn't mind spending that bread.
No, especially if you was cool and they knew you and
right.
fuck with you and, you know.
Got you.
Yeah,
and you done gave most of them GEDs, so they all kind of, you know.
Yeah,
was
that was a part of it, too. I mean, that was a big part of it because everybody... You know, I was a guy who was teaching you GED in the daytime or the evening, night class, or whatever the case may be. But after you go home and get with your homeboys, y'all might go to Volcanoes or 32nd Street Plaza or Hammer Jacks. I was everywhere.
Right.
So not only was we, you know,
in the store
education, yeah, we was partying too. So
I
Once
don't see you as
switched to
I don't see you as the club type, bro.
what?
You don't look like the club type. You look like to sit on the front porch with a glass of tea. You know what I'm
Boy,
saying? You might got a cigar.
if
Dishing
half
out.
of Baltimore City heard you say that right now, they'd prefer. I used to do 2, 3, 4 parties a night. Like,
What in the world?
I was hitting.
Was you
everybody
dancing?
party.
Was you on the floor hitting the two-step?
Nah. I mean, a little something here and there, but I was just hitting people parties.
Okay.
I was a party guy. We was partying every night of the week.
Word. What's your drink of choice?
Right now it's Grey Goose and cranberry.
Mm.
Grey Goose was playing. It used to be Top Shelf Long Island's.
Mm. Oh yeah, you was getting a buzz. Okay,
Yeah.
I hear that. So you started just selling them at the school, selling them out of the trunk.
Sell them out the trunk.
So-
then I got to stay in Mondawmin Mall.
Okay.
Then I left Mondawmin and got the store over West Side.
Hold on, don't rush it too fast. Get in the store on Dumb Mall. What did they require from you? Because I'm really trying to help the little young art dudes that's trying to come along.
So I mean, the kiosks they generally around somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500 a month.
For a kiosk?
Kiosks, yeah. And then
The little
thing
tape?
about a kiosk, it's cool at first, but once business get going and you gotta pay somebody to sit there for you every day, because unless you're gonna sit there all day long,
Right,
you gotta pay somebody them hours to be open. Like,
right.
that's where the expense is. It's not even in the rent for the kiosk, because I mean $1,200-$1,300. What's that? About $300-$400 a week.
Right.
It's the $500-$600 you had to pay somebody to sit there 11 hours a day was 6-7 days a week.
So a lot of people feel like all you gotta do, I hear that all the time. All I gotta do once I get this kiosk, it's gonna blow because everybody gonna come and they're gonna flock and they're gonna buy everything I got. Was it like that or was it?
It's like that if you stay with it, if you stick with it. I mean, you got good days and you got bad.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line.
So tell me, what kind of cushion would you suggest a person have before?
A job.
He just went real. He went really real. He said, "Do not count on this to be your
job.
primary income."
Yeah, I mean, you gotta finance your dream. You can't just.
Word.
You can't go out here and you want to buy some equipment, you gotta go get it. You wanna spend more than you made this week, you gotta have the money.
Word.
So I worked a job for the first 9 years that I had the brand,
Okay.
and we're about 18 years old now.
Salute.
Yeah.
Yo, when is the big? Yeah, we need to have a Cashland soiree. Like,
It's
you know what I'm
coming.
saying?
It's coming. I ain't pressed for it, but it's coming.
You need to get the suits with Lassie on it or something on the cuffies or something. I don't know. We got to do something crazy, man.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
coming.
High heel Jimmy Choo Cashlands, like, you know what I mean?
I don't know about that. It's coming.
The 3-piece Cashland suit. You know what I mean? Let's
I
go.
like classy stuff. So.
You know what I mean? I see. So when you're putting together like a season, or do you even focus on season? Because it seems like the industry rocks like, all right, so you got your spring, summer, fall, winter.
Yeah, we work through the seasons. Yeah.
And how much preparation, and how long did it take for you to get there? Because you started out just making T-shirts. Yeah. So when did you start adjusting to how the industry functioned?
I started off making really T-shirts and sweatsuits, so it wasn't just T-shirts.
Right.
As soon as we did the T-shirts, dudes was wear the sweatsuits. So I found the sweatsuits, and they, people want more. I tried to give
accommodate.
What they was asking for,
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
yeah.
And then because now for 3 months I had a clothing store. That was 3 months. It was probably the most grueling time of my life. I got my ass beat, and I got the hell out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I won't go back. Because the thing I was learning the hard way. It's almost like you have to be a magician to know what's coming around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you got to know about this ain't the sock now. It's this sock. It's not this height. Well, they don't want this type of hat in 3 months. They want that. How do you start understanding or picking up on trends?
I was the trend back then. Even before I made clothes, I'm saying, like, I had Louis before people knew what Louis Vuitton was. I had Gucci before people knew, I'm
Okay.
telling you, dudes that right now that who I know, like they the Louis Vuitton kings right now,
Mm-hmm.
and have been 10 years ago. They know me for rocking it 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So
So, all
I
right.
don't
So,
know.
what you saying is that you'll put together a design that you know is fresh, and then you start wearing it out to kind of get people
I
into it ahead of
mean,
time, or
yeah, I always had a thought that whatever we make has to be pleasing to the eye. Can't be too loud. Can't have stuff all over it. You know, not for me anyway.
right?
I just made stuff that was pleasing to the eye, or eye catchy, but still subtle. You know, so that took off. Like even
Gotcha.
today, like we don't do like a stripe on the arm, down the leg, cross the back, all that. Just 5 colors on the suit, all that. We don't do that.
Word.
But there are brands that do that,
Right.
and they do well. That's just not what we do.
That's just not what you want to do.
Yeah,
So
so
when
we're in our own lane.
so my bad, I ain't mean to cut you
We
off.
good.
Back in the early days, you spoke of Saint Samos. What other major brands were up and around that time? Hobo, I think
Yep.
early in that time period.
Acoustics.
Acoustics.
Hobo. Even before that, DDTP,
Dang, he taking it back on, brother.
Madness, all that stuff out of DC. I was going down there buying that stuff too.
Wow.
You know,
Okay.
yeah. So
I just realized I gotta take a break. When we come back, I'm gonna get his opinions on the other brands and how he leveraged his own thing. Y'all keep it locked. It's the Aries Lounge Podcast, VVCRadio.com. Let go.
When the money up, when the haters talking, when the money I came from the mud.
It's your boy Jazz Wanna Supply, VVCRadio.com, Aries Lounge Podcast. We're back in the building with Jon Cash, the man, the boss, the connoisseur, the designer. You get to wear a lot of hats out here, bruh. Shoot. So before we went to break, you know what I mean, we were talking about the other brands that were established when you were coming out, the Samoses and
Acoustics.
Acoustics. There was some
the Baltimore
other
brands.
I feel like
Butterwear.
Butterwear. There was a bunch of dope joints, and some of them had stores, and some of them different.
One. Yeah.
We are one.
Ride for
Wow.
Sports.
Wow. Come on, coming out in that time frame, you didn't feel like, dang, there's a lot of people on this lane. There's a lot of people on the street. Like,
Bro, when you focus, all you see is what you got to do. I don't pay them people. I mean, I see it, but
I mean, you outlasted them all. I mean, shoot, you still cranking, baby.
I mean, I never, you know, they were all friends, so we all knew each other. We was cool. You know, I would hang out with them from time to time, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, outside of that, I was just doing my thing.
Word.
I wasn't thinking about what nobody else doing or how nobody else making it or what they got going on. Or,
Was there a lot of support in the community, you know, in y'all
Yeah.
clothing line community?
Yeah, definitely.
Got you.
Yeah, they helped. Like I tell you, Samos really put me on to my first clothing manufacturing situation.
Mm-hmm.
They told me about a guy, and he worked out for me. So
Got you. So after the kiosk, what was the next step?
the store on West Pratt Street.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought a building down there, renovated it, hooked it up. Then we
got
bought
you.
our own embroidery equipment.
Okay.
Because at first I was paying other people to do it, and I did that for a long time, and then I bought my own equipment.
And then you started doing it all in house. And that now spending all the money on the equipment and then doing it yourself, did that decrease your overhead, or was it a
Was the machine that I bought was like $50,000. I probably bought like $80,000 in equipment.
wow? Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it was not an option. To like, I heard you talking about a dude that bought a one-head machine. You know, was
Right.
one. My first machine, I was doing 4 shirts at a time. Because I knew if I bought that one head, I was going to outgrow that thing so fast because people was going to stop making. So I said, I'm going to go for the gusto out the beginning. I already had a brand, so I can make my stuff all day.
Right.
Other people want something, you know, and I can make it too. But that's how I survived the recession. And that's when all the clothing lines went out of business.
Right.
During the recession. Everybody went out of business.
So how did you adjust? You know, I mean,
I was
I don't,
making everybody's stuff. All the churches, groups, schools, Everybody, all the rappers. I told all the
Wow.
rappers, come see me. I'm gonna put your name. My man over here, remember that? Put your name on the back of your shirt for you, on the front of it. Performing the show. Cashland on your back, your name on it. However you want to do it. This is before your Instagrams and all that. And this is like around a MySpace era. MySpace, Black Planet. You know.
This dude said Black Planet. Yo. Somebody was out there getting that creepy late night online game going.
No, Black Planet even back then, that was like a national thing.
Mm-hmm.
You was connecting with people all over the country with Black Planet.
Word.
Hollering at, you might fly somewhere or fly somebody in or, that's
So,
what Black Planet was about.
That brings a great segue. You know what I'm saying? Online, have you ever really gotten into like building an online store
I have,
and then focusing on the online presence?
I have, but I haven't been able to keep product around enough for me to sell it online. Because, they come to the store. By the time people online see it, look at it, play around with it, click yes in the cart, all the medium's gone. So I got to work on that. I'm working on that. And I was also thinking I might not sell online and just direct people to different retailers to buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting because it seems like the whole world is moving online. Like every company now, they suggest, well, you don't even need to go physical product. Just build the brand, sell online.
Being different always gets you extra money.
That's facts. And I feel like
get it online. I'm a drive retailers to want to carry it in their stores because
Right.
if I say, look, on my website, get it here, and here, put in your zip code, get it here, shit.
They ain't gonna have no choice but to go into the location and get the product.
Yeah, that's it.
That's crazy, and I think it works great in Baltimore because Baltimore is still so upside down and backwards. Like we still haven't,
No, I get I get requests. All people get mad that I don't really sell everything that I show on Instagram online, but ain't nothing I can really do about it right now.
Word.
I'm good, so you're gonna have to come to the
Making
store.
it work. Okay, so once you got the own equipment, you started expanding. When did you start doing the multiple stores?
I got this store in Security Mall.
And it's fly, y'all.
About
If y'all
3
ain't been
years
here,
ago.
it's worth a trip. Come down Security Mall and look at this fantastic looking, space. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
So, no, you good. My one store in West Press Street was doing very well. Over the course of having it for like 10, 11 years. And then the 12th year, down there, I decided that we would put a store on Security Mall. We was going to do Security, Towson, and Mondawmin. So I had Mondawmin. This is right after the Freddie Gray riots. And it just didn't do well. It actually did okay. But they just kept breaking in my stand and stealing my stuff at nighttime, so I just left.
That's a downside of being lit. You so lit that people like, yo, I got to pop this lock, bro.
Every night.
Got to give me some Cashland instead of paying for it. I just need to steal it. That's crazy.
Stealing my stuff.
So, do you feel like maybe you might want to go in an inline store next time and maybe instead of...
that's what the plan was back then, but they didn't have any. So I took the kiosks to wait until they had the store open up.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm good. Like I just want to sell 2 stores now.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need.
And just build up the clientele and build up the visibility. Or not necessarily visibility, but
we're very visible.
Yeah, that's why I even corrected myself. Like, bro, you are out there. No, so what made you? Let's get into the artist side of things. Mm-hmm. How did it get to that point to where you seeing the underrated Chris's and shoot, that was even a time when Scooter was wearing Cashland. I think any top level celebrity that's come out of our city, with the exception of Drew Hill, we get it, people.
No, they got some.
They got some Cashland. Oh, Drew Hill got that Cashland. Scola, yep, got that Cashland. So how did that happen? How did these marriages happen?
Bruh, once you certified, like they're gonna come. They're gonna come. I stayed consistent with my social media, with my outreach. I never got locked up. I never had to go to jail. Never had to hit the reset button. I kept growing, I move what I think is a snail's pace, but everything that I do is calculated, it's deliberate. I'm not just out here free balling, wilding, you know. I could take my time. You know what I'm saying?
You seem like, even though you've told me you're not a conservative dude, you seem conservative. So but you in the clubs.
Oh yeah, I was in
you
the club.
had the Louis Vuittons.
I had everything. I had it all.
You probably drive a nice car. You know they got some 4, 5, 6 ladies, and we don't. Let's not get into his personal stuff. Let's just keep it to the business. Now, I think you educated me. Me and Raven did an event and you sponsored it a couple years ago, and you were telling me you were doing classes. Are you still? Is that still something that is a part of your wave?
I stopped.
Okay.
It was because once you give a class, you want to provide continuing service to, and that got kind of cumbersome.
Gotcha.
I didn't want to have 200 people out here calling me every day about their clothing lines and all that.
Now, how often is it that you might hire a young person that's really hungry to build in the game? Does that ever happen, or is it just
whenever I need somebody? Mm-hmm. But I'm not out here on no community service.
Right.
I'm just
no, I was really talking about a young person that's hungry to build a brand or to learn what it's like to be.
I talk to them every day. Yeah, people hit me in my DMs. They call me. I rap to you. I tell you all the information you need to do to get started, all that. I hold no cut cards. I'll help anybody out,
Word.
So,
and then you ain't hitting people with big numbers, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people charge for that type of information.
No, I ain't charging nobody. No, I give you enough to get started.
Right. He said life will kick you enough, and you'll have enough bills.
Yeah, if you can finance your dream, you're good.
That's
bottom line. You gotta have money to play with. So.
All right, so tell me the top 3 or the top 5 things you feel like a person needs when they make that decision and they're committed. What are the top 3 to 5 things that a young person needs to do to get their clothing line started?
Money.
Okay, how much money we talking? Come on,
I started with $100, but it's just money.
That ain't no money. That's
right. I mean, I spent way more moving.
I spent more than that a couple of hours ago to get this thing set up. Like, all right, so $100 at the least.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
I bought $100 worth of T-shirts. I sold them, made $200, put $150 back, sold them, made $225, put $225 back, and just kept, doing it like that.
Kept flipping it.
Yeah.
So,
and then invested some of my own money,
Got you.
Yeah, but time is the second thing.
Okay, money, time.
Money and time.
What's
the
next?
time to, make your dreams come true.
Mm-hmm.
Dedication,
Dedication.
You got to be able to do it even when nobody buying your shirts. You still got to make shirts. You still got to make them. And you got to figure out what people want.
Right.
So, it's not, if you're not giving them what they want this week or this month, you got to work it out and come a little bit better next month.
Right.
Hopefully, a couple more people buy your shirts. If that don't work, come better next month.
Word. So, like, when you're saying that, so could it be that you might do a run of blue shirts, and the blue shirts may not do as well, so then you got to double back and do another design?
Not even like that. It was more or less, like even my friends would come over to my house. They fashionable guys. Mm-hmm. And they might have on other people's brands. Mm-hmm. But they see me sitting there making my brand and making stuff or whatever. So it's like you got to psychologically be able to understand what made him purchase what he has on and why he didn't purchase what you're making. Mm-hmm. So I need to step my game up to get it to the level where this gentleman will come and say, oh, yo, I like that. Mm-hmm. Let me get one of them. I ain't ask him. I ain't like, yo, I've seen guys get mad because they might come into a business and have my stuff on, and they didn't come into somebody else's business and didn't buy what they had on. And,
right.
And people would hit them with the guilt trip. Yo, damn, that's fucked up. You could have bought something from me. Ooh. I never did that. I never did that, bro. I don't care what you got on. If you want my stuff, it's my job to get you to
buy it. Right.
You don't owe me a purchase,
So, how do you feel like the young people ended up gravitating to Cashland?
it skipped a generation.
What do you mean?
So
Explain that.
the guys our age, my age, or our age,
Yeah,
was wearing it 20 years ago.
We in our 40s.
Right. Man, 20 years ago, we was bumping it, boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
But the sons of the guys,
So the guys in their late 20s, early 30s.
they was the ones to not like it.
Got you.
They the one, they the ones that, right, in their 20s and early 30s right now, because they ain't want to wear the clothes their fathers wore.
Got
So
you.
it skipped the whole generation, and so the little kids that kept saying their uncles with it on, but not saying their big brothers with it on, they the ones that really start to love it. And then when we open the store at the mall, they all.
And I feel like on top of that,
they've been saying it, but they just had no access.
right. And I also feel like on top of that, when you started seeing all of the hot young MCs, they wearing it, and they're like, yo, I want to be like Blue Benjamin Sleepy or Scooter or this person or that person.
And a lot of that is really just business to business relationships, man. If you got a store, you got a business, and these rappers are really they are businesses. So, they're gonna come mess with you.
Facts.
Especially when you got something. Then your social media and your platforms is all important because, if people think you got a cool platform, and I think they got a cool platform, they wear my stuff. I put them on my media pages and all that, and they throw my hat on their page, their video. It just worked. I ain't begged them for nothing. They ain't begged me for nothing. We cool, mutual understanding,
That's a
I
fact.
had a lot of respect. They got a lot of respect.
Okay.
It's a merge.
All right. So, right before we go to a break, I want you to give me a suggestion of your top favorite pair of shoes to rock with your Cashland. They could be sneakers, they could be shoes. When you got your fresh Cashland on, top 5 pair of sneakers or shoes that you like to rock with your Cashland.
Jordans, Air Max. You could do the Air Max 97s, the 95s, the 91s. Of course, your Gucci's and your Louis. I wear them with sweatsuits too. Your Air Force One, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of Adidas out there too.
Some fresh Adidas out there now. It didn't go good with some of them outfits, man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, look, people, I got some more questions because we ain't talked about this bird yet. So y'all keep it locked. It's the Aries Lounge Podcast. I got Jon Cash in the building, Cashland Clothing Store, live from Cashland Clothing Store. I should have said that in the beginning. We'll be right back. Keep it locked. Peace.
Put it on a scale, do numbers. Put it on a scale, do numbers. Put it on a scale, do numbers. Play with them keys, piano. 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 Put it on a scale, do numbers. Put it on a scale, do numbers. Put it on a scale, do numbers. Put it on.
It's your boy JS Wanna Supply, VVCRadio.com, Aries Lounge Podcast. We're in the building. Jon Cash is on deck. Now, before we went to break, I know we need to talk about this bird. Before, because I've known Cashland Clothing for quite some time.
Yeah,
it was the C in the beginning.
CL.
It was the CL, and then you
Four
also
circles. This right here.
correct. So first of all, can you explain? Well, we already know what CL stands for, but why did you end up breaking up into the 4 circles? What's
North,
up with
east,
that?
south, and west.
Genius. Hold up. I never would have thought about it. Okay. And then obviously Cashland is Cashland. Okay. All right. And then why the bird? And what year did you really kind of launch that?
It had to be about.
It's not that old.
Yeah,
it's
no.
really not. It's not
it
like
had to be about
5-6 years ago.
I was on Pratt Street at the time. It was like my second year on Pratt Street, so it had to be about like 2006. 06.
Gotcha.
05, 06.
And what does it symbolize? On when did you get the idea from? Was you like out in the woods somewhere and it was like, and you was like, that's it?
I had a real good trademark attorney, and I had trademarked the 4 circles with the CL, and he was like, man, that's a target. Everybody uses a target. for a logo. I was like, man, I'm good. Like, my logo cool. He's like, man, think about doing something different, So I just kept playing everything over he said in my head. And I sat down one week and I said, I'm going to find something. So I like animals. I think animals make great logos. So I just went through all the animal logos. And I saw that bird, and I said, shit, I bet your Cashland will look slick going right across the back. I put the word Cashland across the back, and I put a slogan under it, flying high with the red eye.
Flying high with the red eye. That sounds like I smoke a lot of weed. It's my salute to the weed smokers. Flying high with the red eye.
I was known for being on a plane all the time, going here and there, and I was known for catching
But you don't like planes, so you smoke a lot of weed to get on the plane, so you be cool?
No,
all right. So you were just getting high just for the general fun of getting high.
Yeah. But the red eye was also
a direct flight or like a fast flight.
Just catching flights.
Yeah. Fact. Now, eventually, because Maryland is going legal with the weed, will there be a Cashland strand? Maybe could we possibly? You know what I mean?
I can see that happening. Somebody gonna do it.
That's what's up.
Somebody gonna ask to do
it. I'm just saying. I feel like it's a natural transition into the store.
A man over there might have one.
I won my percentages. I came up with the idea. I won in. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. So, all right, last thing, and then we're gonna get up out here and let you live your life and be a businessman.
Yes,
what are your best selling pieces, or what? And more so, just the best selling pieces. What are the pieces that you're most proud of?
Well, the shirt with the bird will never die. For whatever reason, people love it. Like, for a long time, I thought I kept hearing people say, y'all ain't got something else other than the bird, so I did all these new designs. I did all this, made all these shirts, fold them up, put them on the table, and people come right in and say, y'all ain't got no bird shirts? So, I mean, the bird won't, I won't let it die, but customers won't let it die. Like, they love the bird. Older. That's the thing. Like, people say, what's your customer base? And when I tell them 14 to 80, like, they don't believe me. But I have 75-year-old men that come in here and say, man, I love how your pants got 2 zipper pockets on the front, 2 pockets in the back. Every time I wash it, it don't bead up. And da-da-da-da. They just love it. So
I agree.
Good quality clothes selling
my sweat and my little set that you sold me is real nice. You know what I'm saying? And Baltimore is a city of big people, and you make clothes for big people. Yeah. That's another reason why you winning out here. You know what I'm saying? Because these other clothing lines don't want to cater to big dudes.
Because big guys will come in here like, man, y'all ain't got nothing for me, expecting me to say no. And don't I got a whole back room and shit for you. So, if you 3-4 acts, come here.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll bring on 5.
That's why you gotta put me on as the fat male model for Cashland, bro.
Put yourself on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, kind of do that photo shoot, bro.
Bam. You know what though? I'm gonna speak to that, and not just because you're talking about it, but a lot of guys will come to me and say, look, let's do some cross promotion. You give me a sweatsuit, I'm putting it on my video or my show or my photo shoot, and I'm gonna send you the pictures and da-da-da-da-da. So, first off, if you're from Baltimore, I mean, 9 times out of 10, maybe 8 times out of 10, they already know who I am.
Facts.
They might already know who you are. But
probably not. They ain't gonna.
Or maybe they do. I don't know. But I respect when I scroll down my Instagram page and I see somebody with Cashland on that I didn't even know came into the store to buy it or anything. That's the person I like to promote. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do it for a reason or da-da-da-da, or it's like a give and take thing, like you give me this and I'm going to give you this and da-da-da. They came in, they bought a shirt, they was proud, they took their best picture. It might be a caption about how they ain't posted in 6 months and they ready to come back out and they got my stuff on, like they really respect the brand. So that type of interaction right there, like I can respect that. Like I print a poster with your face on it and put it up. I'll throw you on my gram and watch you get 1,500 likes and all that. It's just I post other people more than I post myself on Instagram.
That's a fact. So we just need to have a Cashland challenge. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all we need to do. Cashland challenge. All right, ladies, nothing else on. Just give me some Cashland.
Again, I'm from the era like we ain't do all that to sell clothes. Like we ain't.
But that's what the new generation. That's what the new world.
I ain't broke. I should just say it all right there.
He went there.
You know what I mean?
And ladies and gentlemen, this is an example of how the old generation and the young generation just always bump heads. Like he is hardened in his position, and he don't like change.
You gotta think. No, it's not that I don't like change. It's so many people are going the same way.
Facts.
I don't have to go that route.
No. You don't have to. You don't have to.
I'm not. Like,
Enjoy
we
yourself.
all look the same.
I feel like as long as you happy and you know what I'm saying, you are immensely successful. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the fact that you are just so engaged in the community, you know what I mean? I have a lot of pride for Cashland. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the fact that you've been
partnership with Baltimore City Community College coming soon too.
That was a humble stunt right there. He just stunted real quick.
Big partnership.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
So can I get my GED with the program?
Exactly.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
So the Cashland GED.
GED programs.
Would a GED have Cashland on the paperwork?
It can.
That's what I'm talking about.
It can. Whatever you need.
That's branding for your hair. Right? Yo.
I'm trying to send people back to school.
That's word. That's what's up. We teach y'all how to fix refrigerators and such.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be lit out here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And y'all think y'all playing, you get a lot of money fixing refrigerators because don't nobody know how to do it.
Actually, just because you said that, I'm going to go approach American Trade School. I'm going to start sending kids.
Hell yeah. Yo, I own a construction company. I need carpenters. Yeah. Bad. Yeah. Black ones. Is that racist? Is that racist? I'm saying I black carpenters. I mean, I got tons of Hispanic guys, but it would be so ill to have some young, fresh black faces that are serious about the craft. And I'm quite sure he's gonna need people to run stores, merchandise. You know what I'm saying? Set up displays. You know, travel, do distribution, international sales. But anyway, that's enough. Anything else that you want to drop on the people? Because that was a heavy load you just dropped on us.
No, just make sure you check out Baltimore City Community College for your after high school education, continuing education, GED, pre-GED programs, that type of thing.
You got anything for senior citizens? So, like, say if I'm too old and I can't afford it.
My mother got her college degree when she was 70.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not 70, but I'm getting up there.
No special accommodations.
Word. As long as you flipping the bill, I'm there. Like, I got it. You know, shoot, that's the move right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna send all my bills for my podcast to you too, so we can take care of that too. You just knock that all out. We just lump this all together. Let's do that. I hear you. All right. So 18 years in business. Salute to you, sir. Yo, that is a massive accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? You still look young. You don't look like you done got beat up in the game.
I ain't beat up.
And I hear you still out moving around. I see you a lot of places. So salute to you. Anything else you want to tell the young kids? Anybody that's want to be a clothing designer or?
Man, just stay persistent and consistent. You know, just stay on your grind. Don't stop. And finance it. That's it. You can't go asking everybody for money and you know, you're going to play yourself out real fast.
Word.
How you going to pay somebody back when you just borrow some money?
That's what I'm saying. This man is a wealth of knowledge. That's the business. Oh, you know what? Favorite song that you like right now? Who you are? Who you banging in your MP3 player? What's Jon Cash listening to?
I'll be honest with you. I listen to more old school hip hop than anything.
For real. So it's all.
Oh, you know what? No. I gotta give a special shout out to my boy YBN the Mayor.
Okay. You really onto some new stuff. Wow, because he young. He ain't came up yet. He's still coming up.
He's still coming up.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Love Cashland.
Word.
Love Cashland.
I can't wait to see this. This has got to happen.
It's
like
already happening. You just missed it.
For real? I need to get caught up. All right, I'm gonna hit the Cashland page. We gotta find out something dope. I need to hang out with Jon Cash more so I can get these celebrity connections. So you know what I mean? Don't forget. Subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/VVC Life, or just search VVC Life on YouTube or at VVC Radio. Catch us on all social medias at Aries Lounge. Don't forget Cashland at Cashland.
At Cashland for the Instagram, at
Yeah.
shop.cashland also. On my personal page, and then our website is shopcashland.com.
Word. And don't forget, check out all of our links for Aries Lounge, arieslounge.shop. That is the easiest way to get to everything that we got. We love you guys. We'll check you next week with a new episode of Comp. And if you haven't checked the other episode that just came up with Mike McIntosh of Architect Studios, you can check that out. Right before that was Rough Ends. I mean, we turned up around here. So, don't forget, and cop Cashland Clothing at Cashland. We up out of here. Holla.
When the money up, when the haters talking, when the